because today I'm going to be sharing with you my very famous Pernil recipe. Right here, I have your picnic cut roast pork and all the ingredients. It's a very, very simple recipe that's a hit. Any party, any holiday function, you bring this and you will be the most popular person in the room, guaranteed. So I want to walk you through step by step of how I make this, and it's very simple. So you want to prepare and marinate your roast pork 2 days, 1 to 2 days before, okay? So we have here our pork. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make our marinade. So I'm going to take my garlic, and you can use, this is a 7-pound cut. I'm going to use, I think I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I have 10 cloves of garlic. Anywhere between 8 to 10 cloves would be good for a 7-pound shoulder. So I'm going to take my tostanera, Puerto Rico, right? And I'm going to put them in here. You can do this, or you could just put them in, you can put them in a fruit processor, whatever you like. And I'm going to smash them, right? So now I have all my garlic. Now don't judge me on my cutting skills, I'm no expert here. I'm going to chop this up pretty fine. Now, one of the key things when you're making this is that you have to play salsa. You have to. And you have to dance around the kitchen a little bit. That makes it fun. Little salsa break in there. Okay, so I'm going to put this here in a container, bowl, whatever you like. Okay. Next, I'm going to take my olive oil, and I'm going to put a tablespoon and a half of olive oil. This doesn't have to be precise, honestly. I really, at this point, eyeball it, but I will do this for you guys here today. So a tablespoon and a half of olive oil. And then I'm going to take my oregano. And I'm going to do a half a tablespoon of oregano. She'll use this. This is a quarter, so I'm going to do 2 of these. Half a teaspoon of oregano. I'm going to put a half a teaspoon of ground black pepper. And then I'm going to use 1.5 tablespoons of salt. And you're probably thinking that's a lot of salt, but you really need it. Actually, we'll do it this way. And you'll get to a point where you're just eyeballing this. It's really not a science. Okay, now I have all of my marinade put together. I'm just going to give it a nice mix. So this is a key part of the recipe. We're going to take the skin and we're going to cut it away from the meat. And what this does is it allows us to get that really nice crunchy cuero, which everyone's going to want a piece of. Okay, so here we go. I'm just going to cut the skin away from the meat, and I'm only going to leave it connected at the furthest part. Okay, so now as you can see, I've cut the skin back, right? You should be able to now, once we finish marinating, put the skin back on top, and I'll go over that with you in a second. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put the skin over, and I'm going to take a knife, a smaller knife, and I'm going to make holes all throughout the top of my pork shoulder. So you can kind of, if you're angry about something, just stab it a little bit. Just kidding. But make some nice holes in there. Now, you can't be afraid to get your hands dirty. If you don't want to get your hands dirty, you can use plastic gloves. And I will tell you, your hands will smell like garlic for a day or 2 after this, but I love garlic, so it's all good. So I'm going to take my marinade now, and I'm going to put it over my meat, and I'm going to shove the marinade into all of these holes that I've made. Okay, so now I have made quite a few holes, right? I have shoved the marinade into all of those holes, and then I will also just go over the meat on the other side, massage it a little bit, right? And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the skin, and on the inside part of the skin, I will rub the marinade, okay? Make sure. That's why you gotta love it. You gotta massage it, you gotta love it. This is a recipe that has to have love in it or it just doesn't taste good. Trust me. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take some salt. I like to use sea salt. You can really use any kind of salt. And I'm gonna put it on the top of the skin. And I'm gonna rub it in here. Okay, so now what I'm going to do from here is, this is all marinated, it's all set to go. I'm gonna put this in the refrigerator for 24 hours to 48 hours, and I'm gonna let it marinate. Now, when I'm ready to cook it, I'm gonna take it out at least an hour before I'm ready to put it in the oven. You wanna let the meat get to room temperature. So now it's been 24 hours. So I'm going to take it out, our meat out of the fridge, right? And I'm going to let it sit for an hour. I'm going to preheat my oven to 400 degrees. Okay. Once your oven, I usually like to put it on at least for 20 minutes. Once your oven is nice and warm at 400, I'm going to put the pernil inside the oven for at least 1 hour, okay, at 400. I'll put my timer on for 1 hour, and then I'm gonna lower it to 300, and I'm gonna let it cook for 4 more hours. So a 7-pounder is gonna take you about 5 to 6 hours to really cook, and when you take it out, the meat should just break apart. All you need is really a fork to cut it. Here is your finished product. Absolutely delicious, sure to be a hit at your next party or family get-together. My family insists that I make it on Thanksgiving and Christmas Eve. I really hope you enjoyed this video. We wanted to share this with you today because this recipe is our featured recipe in our upcoming issue of CrushingNJ, which is a lifestyle magazine. So follow us on IG at CrushingNJ so you can see all the updates on our new issue. And I hope you enjoy and have a great holiday season with your family.